My earliest memory of playing football was probably when I was like 5 in my garden with my dad, and I used to run around and just kick the ball all the time. I think my mum didn't like it, but my dad did. My name is Casey and I'm under 14s and I play for Brighton, Hove, Albion.
I remember going to the local pitch for the local club and just going for a training session and just loving it. I'm Daisy, I'm 15 and I play on the wing.
Football was sort of my favourite from primary school because all my friends played it. So obviously I joined in with them, and then since then it's sort of been what I've loved. My name's Emily Gay, I'm 16 years old and I play centre back.
One of the coaches here, called Owen Fisher, him and my dad are really close friends, and he bought me my first bag of footballs, cones, and then that really got me into football. My name's Raya and I play for Brighton, Hove, Albion.
When I was like 6, I remember playing in the back garden with my uncle and my cousin who was playing football at the time. My uncle clearly thought I was good enough, so I joined my grassroots team, my local one.
I remember just going to watch her at her Saturday training sessions, and I was just like, yeah, I want to carry on and start this. I'm Billy, I'm 14 years old and I'm a goalkeeper.
Hello, I'm Winnie, I'm 15 years old and I'm a centre back.
One of the best memories was my first school tournament. We were kicking the ball around and it just turned into get the ball to Evie, and I just would run and it was so much fun, and that was what started my whole love for the sport. Evie Milner, I am 18 years old and I play right back at Brighton, Hove, Albion.
Part of my responsibility within the role is to develop a pathway of talent. We've worked really hard to develop a pathway which caters for all levels and all abilities, from those soccer school, after school club programmes, into our pathway centres across Sussex, and then into our centralised advanced centre which sits at the top end of the pathway. Obviously I think it's a really big achievement to create an environment for them to be able to be the best versions of themselves. As the years have gone on, obviously it's changed massively in terms of sort of where it was to where it is now, and that's through providing those opportunities for girls to have equal access to football.
I wanted to prove a point to all the people who have told me that I couldn't. There wasn't a lot round for me at that age. I tried to get into boys' teams, but again, purely just being a girl. And then me and my dad found the foundation, and it was lovely to see other girls who enjoyed the sport as much as I did. The sessions helped me quite a lot, and then the coaches in there, they taught me the basics of the game, which have helped me all the way up until now. And I made some of my friends who started at the foundation are also in the academy with me right now. So obviously Winnie's the age group above. Me and Billy started in the foundation together, and me being a defender and her being a goalkeeper, we got on so well, and ever since then we've worked our way up together.
Started off playing at the Advanced Centre, played there for a year or so. My coach, Leah, referred me to have a trial at the academy at under 10s, and I've been here ever since. It's been really good. I've had the exposure to some really good facilities that some other girls don't really get, so Brighton have helped me come on so much.
I got released under 10s. I then played grassroots football in a boys' team until under 14s, alongside playing for Sussex and the foundation at that point. My two coaches at the time, Jimmy and Ben, who after I got released, they were like good to take the pressure off of it. It was more of like a fun memory. You could go there and not have to worry about making mistakes, and it was really good for my actual development. I think it's really helped me get to where I am to this day. I trialled again in under 14s. Got in for my under 15s, my 2-year contract, and now this season I've got my under 19s contract.
How did that feel getting that?
It feels very relieving, very good as well.
Us having that link with the football club is really, really important. We work and we train at the same building, we play on the same pitches, we work to the same syllabus. So all of those things, we want to try and make that transition for those girls as smooth as possible, should they get the opportunity to sort of go in.
I play centre mid and sometimes on the wing and then 10 as well. I like to dribble with the ball and sometimes I'm aggressive. Sometimes. I attended a school holiday session and about a month after that I joined the foundation. It gave me an opportunity to be who I am and to learn all the basics, all the advanced type of things that we were doing. It gave me that sense of I could do that, I could be a really good football player. I had a first trial in 2020 when I was 9 and I got told I was too small, and then I went back the next year and then I got told that I could be in the academy after that. That was really good because it was a kickback for me when I got told I was too small. And then I think it was a really upbringing moment for me when I found out that I got in.
A friend told me about it and I went to one of the local 1 day a week training sessions and then just went every week. I just wanted to always go to the sessions, always wanted to be playing football, didn't want to go do anything else. One of the coaches at the foundation said, go to a trial, got an offer back, but I didn't take that offer. Further on in the season when I felt a bit more confident in going, I went again, got another offer and then went to the academy. On and off the ball I feel a lot more confident, on and off the pitch as well.
Open one restriction out. Receiving zone 2. You can drive, but you can only shoot from the attacking zone. Ready?
Danny Bowman, I'm under 19 head coach. I started playing grassroots football. I think there was only me and one other girl at the soccer camp. It was very much limited female presence in terms of football and local teams. We look here, we've got ECCs, we get 7, 8-year-olds come in and train. I think that was unheard of when I was their age. And the fact that they're getting Brighton coaches to come and train them with a great high level of expertise.
When I went to the foundation, it was the first time I was playing with other girls that also just loved football. Great coaching, and you can see that they really invest in the players and they want the best for everyone. Recently got a few England call-ups. We played Denmark, we won both games, which was great, and in the second game I was actually asked to be captain, which is just a real honour. It's something that I've always really dreamt about. It's a bit surreal, captaining England.
The generation of girls now coming through the game, they're starting playing earlier. Their exposure at an earlier age only means if we can get them coaching from good level coaches earlier, it's just going to have a knock-on effect for the rest of the pathway. I look at girls within my squad and I'm looking at Evie Milner that came through our ETC all the way through our pathway and made her first team debut just before Christmas. That's credit to her first of all, and then it's credit to every person that's had an involvement in her career and in her pathway so far.
So I'm very lucky to have made my debut for Brighton Hove Albion women. I'm playing quite frequently with first team but also in the under-19 squad. There's nothing quite like it, you can't explain it. As someone who had a dream since being in the foundation of seeing all the women's first team and going to all the games, and then you're on that pitch is something else. So my mum looked around the area for the local clubs and stuff like that. My brother was actually playing for the disability Albion in the community as well. She got in some links around here and I think that's how I got involved with the foundation. They were just a great community. I was with my cousins, I felt safe anyway, obviously at the earlier bits, but everybody was so welcoming. And it's just fun. I think that was one of the times I just learned to love the sport, and that's one of the main points and still things I go back to now. When I'm playing, I'll go outside and watch the girls and just see the joy that they have on their faces, and I remember playing that and feeling that. The foundation helped me get where I am today by just increasing my confidence and my ability. I was confident, I was playing with my mates, I got on the ball loads, experiencing tournaments and games and stuff like that, but also it managed to get me a trial. I'd always recommend the foundation. I think it's a great opportunity to meet people, great opportunity to use the facilities and the coaches, because the coaches are amazing.
That ambition to be a professional footballer is definitely out there now, and hopefully that can continue, and I think that's a really big part of what Brighton is all about, is trying to produce players for our first team and beyond.
I want to make it into the Brighton Hove Albion's first team, hopefully play for my national team, England, and win a few trophies.
Hopefully I want to make it to the first team, represent England internationally, and just be a role model for all the younger players that aspire to be where I am.
I'd love to make it into the Brighton first team, and maybe one day get the call up for the Lionesses.
Get my debut for the first team, carry on playing, maybe get to international level would be, the ideal target.
Get to that first team point and represent England in the senior Lionesses.
I would love to become a footballer, but if not, then I'd love to be able to be a coach and help young girls the same way that a lot of coaches here have helped me.